got onion, tomatoes, tzatziki sauce, cucumber, red wine vinegar.
Swiping figure.
Filming back there?
I am.
We're looking at the shopping list. Welcome back to the Fat Man Cook It. This is Chris, and today we're going to be making some gyros and some homemade hummus, along with some fried up pita bread, and we're going to eat it. You want to go left at this stoplight? We're going to go to fucking Aldi. I remember growing up, Aldi was always seemed like poor people shop there, but now as an adult I'm poor, so I shop there. oh, by the way, I don't have a quarter, so somebody's going to have to spring for the card. I looked at the Euro recipe and it says it takes 4 hours, and we're gonna try and do it in an hour. So this could be interesting. We may end up with botulism. Oh, cut him off! Cut him off! Take it!
Fuck you! No, I'm so mad. Get some Euro. Alright, strap this guy in.
Special. Be careful, that thing's like spring loaded. Your camera may just explode. It's fine. Feels semi-ripe. Semi-ripe. Taking the seedless. Feels good. We'll try that. I gotta seed it, so if I can do that, I don't have to seed it.
What's that?
Yeah, be careful, they take your cart here, so.
Yeah.
I have the old switcheroo ready.
Got enough hands.
Better. Oh. My yogurt. I stole this quarter. Oh God, I'm sitting on my phone. Stealing this quarter. Nice pizza! Jesus. I didn't get the olives for you guys, they're for me. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not sharing.
Yeah, that's great because I hate olives.
Who hates olives? You Mediterracist? So this is gonna be intense because we're gonna try and shit this out. Go left here, yes please. Corn swaggler. We're gonna try and shit this out in like a quarter of the time. Okay, so real quick, we're gonna make some gyros, but because everyone's already hungry and it's already late because everyone has day jobs, except for me. I'm gonna start with making some hummus, and we'll have that kind of as an appetizer. And this isn't gonna be classy hummus, but it's just gonna be quick hummus that is semi-authentic. Half teaspoon equals 1 clove of the minced stuff. So I'm going to use a heaping teaspoon to get a little extra garlic flavor in the finished product. We need a teaspoon and a half of kosher salt. I'm just going to use a half teaspoon 3 times in the interest of speed. And since hummus is pretty much all blended together, you can kind of throw everything in whatever order. Just throw in 5 tablespoons of lemon juice. Some people use fresh squeeze. I don't because I'm lazy. This recipe calls for water. I like to use the juice out of the can of chickpeas. Also, I dropped one in there, so I might as well put that back. 1/3 cup of tahini. Tahini is one of the big flavor components of hummus, and it is essentially toasted sesame in olive oil. So that's all it is. So pretty much everything's in. I'm still going to put in some olive oil, and I'm going to put in some sumac. Now you can top with sumac. It gives like a lemon flavor, and it's similar to poison sumac, if you've heard of that. So it's just this purplish reddish. This is kind of older. It was brighter purple. If you can't find sumac, you can also find something called za'atar, which is a spice mix, which is mainly sumac. That's pretty much it. I'm going to turn it on. I'm going to slowly drizzle in my oil. Best thing to do with hummus is to put it in the fridge for a couple hours or overnight so the flavors kind of go together and it thickens up a little bit for this task if they're circular. I only had the oblong ones. So like I said, this is a little bit thin. Normally it would set up in the fridge, but we don't quite have the time for that today. From here, what you'll see, a lot of restaurants, they'll take some olive oil and maybe drizzle it across, where they'll take some sumac and they'll kind of make some patterns on top, and it's ready to go. It calls for a medium onion. I'm actually going to use one and a smaller onion as well, to use slightly more meat. So for gyros, you want dry onions. This is not exactly a tea towel, but it's close enough for what we need it for. And you actually have to put the onions in a towel. So you want obviously a lint-free towel if possible. And squeeze all the moisture out. Because you want the onion, actual onion, but you want as much of that moisture out of the onion as possible. Just gonna squeeze it. You can see that's all onion juice. It's all coming out. One thing that you can do to get rid of onion smell, because I'm pretty sure onion is an oil, but you can break it down. Stainless steel will get the onion off your hands. So if you rub stainless steel, I actually have a bar of soap somewhere that's actually made of stainless steel, so you can get that onion smell off your hands. But most people's sinks and their faucets are stainless. So you can also just rub your hands all over your sink. Okay, so you can take your onions, put them back in your food processor. And it's called for 2 pounds of lamb. I didn't use lamb, I used ground beef. But that shouldn't really affect the recipe. I'm going to throw in a tablespoon of garlic, a tablespoon of marjoram, a tablespoon of rosemary. And obviously you can't smell this, but it already starts this, it's starting to smell like gyros just from the seasoning. And just use my hand. That's about 2 teaspoons. I don't know how we'll measure a teaspoon, but I'm just going to do a bunch of cranks here and get some black pepper in there. That is our gyro mix, and I'm going to pulse this. I'll have to scrape it down a lot because it is a giant mass of stuff. But you want to incorporate everything. And since we're trying to make this form together, we really want to puree the hell out of it. The more you chop it up, the easier it's going to kind of blend together. We're not going for, you know, a cheeseburger that you want to fall apart. We're going for gyro meat, so it's got to be one continuous piece. When you're doing meat, you got to be careful too. You want to pulse it. I probably should pulse it a little bit more. That's the fat that's coming out of the meat and sticking. You can also stop and, oh, this already has onion on it, so same item. Also stop, kind of shove it down and try and break the stuff up. There we go. Just took some work. And we're probably good now. It looks pretty evenly blended here, and all the seasonings and everything. You got to make sure those are everywhere in the meat. But now, some people will be all worried about the fat. Well, it's going to sit in a rotisserie, so all that fat is going to run off and cook out. So it's not a big deal that there's some fat on the meat. That's kind of the whole point. So I'm going to go through and kind of stir it a little bit more. And if you're squeamish, you probably don't want to do this. But I'm just going to grab it in my hands, frugal gourmet style. Wash your hands, take off your ring, like I said. And you're going to take it and you're going to toss it. I like to use a steel bowl for this. But I'm going to toss it into the bowl to pack the meat together.
I like the way you handle your meat.
Good two-handed approach.
Ideally, you would chill this. We don't actually have the time to chill it. So I'm just going to kind of form it together. And we're going to put it right on this bed. We're running about no time. So, it should cook reasonably fast. especially the thicker parts. But seeing as it is beef, you do want to make sure you cook it to at least 135. So this is actually an antique Sunbeam carousel vertical rotisserie.
Oh, I'm excited. Are you?
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready?
I am.
It smells like fucking gyros in here. What I'm doing right now is I'm just toasting my pitas. Some pita for your hummus. If you want some hummus, dig in. Oh my god. And seeing as it's not necessarily the best formed one, I'm going to use an electric carving knife. That should be enough for several gyros.
I'm just some guy.
So here we have it, some homemade gyros. The hummus we kind of dug into, so it looks like shit now. Right? Show you a picture of that. But for the cost of, I think it was maybe 10, 20 bucks I total spent at the store. And we had 6 people eat dinner. And so, you know, the cost of a couple of euros at the store, and you've got dinner for a whole family. In this case, a family of adults. Thanks for watching The Fat Man Cooketh. I hope you enjoyed this video, and say hi to your butcher for me. Oh, we do. There's no card in this camera!